Christmas time will always remind me of the one time my friend literally cut me off just because my gift was not good enough. Let me tell you guys about an old friend of mine who literally ghosted me just because my gift was not as nice as hers. We're gonna call her Emma. Emma's dad was very well off. He had a lot of money, and that meant that Emma was always spending it. He gave her access to her card for food, clothes, literally even vacations. Like, there was one time she was like, let's go to Miami, and this was during college, and I was very, very, very broke in college. I obviously couldn't do that, and I'm not gonna rely on my friends to pay for me. That's not how I roll. I want to tell you guys right now, Emma was pretty ruthless. This one girl I knew was throwing a party, and I went, and that's where I met Emma. Emma was friend bombing me pretty hard from the start, like always asking to do things, and that's what I loved about her. Like, let's go to brunch, let's do this, let's do that, all that good stuff. One of my friends was throwing a Christmas party, and I brought Emma just so she could meet some of my friends and just like get to know them. At this Christmas party is when me and my friends exchanged gifts, but I told Emma to not even bring gifts just because like she didn't know anyone. I just wanted her to come and meet people and just like have a good time. And mind you, I only really knew Emma for like half a semester, if even that. So she wasn't even like that close to me, let alone these other people. But of course, like, I got her something, and I was pretty certain that she got me something as well. So she got me something, and I opened it, and you guys, I open it, and it's this gorgeous, beautiful black Gucci wallet. I was like, oh my god, like, is this fake? Please tell me this is fake. I was obviously super thankful and very happy, but like, I just felt bad. Like, you did not have to spend that much money on me ever. She was like, no, like, I would never buy anything fake ever. So I was like, oh my god, like, thank you so much. Like, you really did not have to do that. And she goes, no worries, like, this is the most inexpensive gift I've ever gotten any of my friends. So it was time for her to open my gift, which I was really excited to give to her because she always like complimented how good my skin is. I got her like this $50 skincare set from Ulta, which I really thought that she would love. She opened it and she was like super excited when she was opening it, but then like when she actually opened it and saw what it was, she looked really let down. Like, oh, thank you. And it was like super freaking awkward because like it was in front of everybody. I have never ever been in that type of position before. For me and my friends, like, it was never the gift that was the big thing. It was just the thought behind it. Like, we never got each other anything crazy, just to let each other know we were thinking of each other, and that's how it should be. Anyway, after that, Emma got very standoffish and she leaves like super early. The next day, she texts me at 5 a.m. I woke up around like noon and I see her text and she was like, hey, like, it's really important. Can you call me when you get a chance? So I give her a call and she was like, hey, thanks for inviting me yesterday. I had a lot of fun, but honestly, like, your friends are not the type of friends I want around me. Like, I have a different type of circle I want. And this next part is what really triggered me. She was like, I don't really want to come off as rude or whatever, but like, I feel like you don't see me as the same type of friend that I see you, and your gift kind of proved that. Pause. And she was like, I know everyone's different, but like, the gift that I gave you versus the type of gift you gave me shows that you have a different type of commitment to the friendship. I didn't know that like this gift was that important. I would have bought you a Lamborghini with a loan. Like, what? I was so flabbergasted on the phone. I was just like, is this real life? She told me that she had been up pretty much like all night just because that's how much it bothered her, and that's when I knew she was like a psychopath, because like, to be that materialistic is not normal. After the long pause, because I was so flabbergasted, I was just like, okay, you know what, you can have your wallet back. Like, I'm just gonna come drop it off. And she was like, okay, well, my roommate is home, you can drop it off with her, I'm gonna be out all day. Like, not a care in the world. I dropped it off, we never spoke again, and the next day she unfollowed me on everything. With this story, I just want to remind you guys that your friends should love you no matter how much money you have in the bank. Don't always expect people to give you an expensive gift this time of year. Not everyone has it like that.
Story time about how this guy was cheating on his girlfriend with me. So a little background information, I was 15 and in 10th grade. And one day one of my friends, Josh, decided to expose this kid named Caden because this guy Caden posted on his Snapchat story, anybody who's 14 and younger, unadd me. I find it so weird that you little girls are swiping up on my stories calling me cute. So my best friend Josh decides to expose this man and he's like, weren't you just hanging out with a 12-year-old the other day? Make it make sense. So, you know, I only add Caden because I was gonna tell him that he's gross and disgusting for hanging out with 12-year-olds. But after he sent me a picture of his face saying hi, yeah, I immediately fell in love with this man. I know this looks bad. Trust me. I know. Anyways, when I started talking to this kid, he was actually super sweet and really kind.
Bruh.
Like, he never asked me for nudes or anything. He also told me that he was single, so him and I start flirting. And y'all, I really thought that this man was about to be my husband. Now, of course, I low-key doubted him a little bit, so I ended up taking screenshots of every one of our messages. Well, him and I had never actually met in person, but we did have plans to meet up that weekend. So a few days before him and I are supposed to meet up, all of a sudden, he literally went ghost. I didn't hear from him all day, and then when I go to Snapchat him, bro has me blocked on almost everything. He had me blocked on Instagram as well, but he had 2 accounts on Instagram, and he forgot to block me on the one. And Instagram really snitched on this man. Because when I clicked on his Instagram, it had the suggested accounts. Some girl with a profile picture of him and her popped up. And she had their date in her bio. They have been dating for a whole year.
Don't be shocked. You're shocked? You're shocked?
So obviously I'm gonna tell her that her man was cheating on her, but whenever I add her on Snapchat, she immediately sends me a message that says, if this is about Caden, I don't wanna hear it. So instead of talking to her about Caden, I literally just sent her all of the screenshots from these past 2 weeks that him and I have been talking. The only thing I said after that was, he's been cheating on you with me. So then she literally just responds with a video of them and she's like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I personally wouldn't stay with him, but to each their own. Anyways, so fast forward, they're still together, and I'm still blocked on everything.
If you were the baby of your friend group when you were a child, then let me tell you something. You probably got bullied. Your ass probably got picked on. I'm saying this from experience. So I was in this really big friend group in my neighborhood, and I was the baby of the group, okay? I was like 5 years old. I was in kindergarten. Everybody was above me. And since I was the baby of the group, everybody made it their mission to, you know, make sure I had a backbone when growing up. They all knew I was gullible, so they liked to play tricks on me. And one of my best friends in this group to this day, her name is Sada. She's 1 year older than me, so she's already smarter than me. I'm gonna tell you a little trick that Sada played on me. So I used to go over to Sada's house to play, right? And one time, Sada decided to test how gullible I actually was. Sarah told me she got a new puppy. I was so excited to see this puppy, okay? I was also surprised that her mom trusted her with another animal because the prior week, she got a pet bird and then she lost it the day of. She tells me that her new puppy is outside. I get outside, I'm looking around. Where's the dog? Where's the puppy? You told me there was a puppy. Where's the puppy? Proceeds to tell me that her puppy is invisible. And only she can see him. Okay, listen up, because she tells me if I can catch this invisible puppy, that I will have the magical powers to be able to see him. How am I supposed to catch something that doesn't exist? Please tell me. The leaves ain't even freaking ruffling so I can get a notion of where it is. She proceeded to stand on the porch and give me directions on where the puppy was. I don't think you realize how long I stayed. No, the worst part is that she kept this joke going for a whole week. So that means me coming to her house, running around her backyard looking for this invisible dog for a whole 7 days, okay? You know, I'm honestly surprised that I didn't get kidnapped as a child. I was extremely gullible.
The stupidest thing my friends and I ever did when we were in high school was we decided to take this spontaneous camping trip to a state park. It was in the middle of the desert. Mind you, the oldest member of the group had literally just turned 18. I think I was 15 at the time, but that's not even the stupid part. Where we camped basically consisted of desert and then this giant mountain. So we set up camp, and of course the plan was to get up super early the next day and hike this bad boy. Did we come prepared for this hike at all? Absolutely not. No one brought enough water for this hike at all. Who is no one? I think I legit brought like one small water bottle for this entire hike. So like an hour in, I was already drinking everyone else's water. Oh, Jesse, but I was like 15. We make it to right about this point in the mountain, and it's not till then that we realize this is a rock climb. Tell me how that didn't register with anyone until that point. Like, how else are you supposed to scale up that thing? I'm thinking, oh, obviously we're going to turn around because we don't have rock climbing gear, and every other person we see here is literally rock climbing to get up this peak. But we were in a group of 4 guys and 3 girls, and all the guys were like, full send, full send. So unfortunately, we were outvoted. That was the scariest hike of my life. Like, it was literally rock climbing with that rock climbing gear. Somehow we made it to the top, and if I remember right, literally one person had water left by the time we did. And then right when we get to the top, one of the girls of the group gets her period. Obviously, she didn't have any pads or tampons on her. So what does? She finds an empty hot Cheetos bag.